oh, okay. Like there was still this energy of like, okay, more, like more red carpet, more pictures, more of this. People need to see this, more social media. Like they need to see me with this person. They need to see me with this person. So then they'll think I'm more. And it's like, well, no, you're it. You're already it. You just are not admitting it to yourself. You're just scared of claiming it.
Welcome to the Energy Upgrade Podcast. I'm your host, Vanessa Grutman. And if you are a high-achieving woman, a successful entrepreneur, an inspiring entrepreneur, or just a woman with kick-ass big dreams, you're in the right place. If you value your energy, your health, if you want to be a biohacker, tap into longevity, if you want to raise the impact you have in this lifetime, you're going to have a lot of fun around here. As a second-time seven-figure business creator, certified health practitioner, and soul biohacker, I'm here to reconnect you to your energy, to the soul of your business, and to your superpowers. Let's go. Welcome home.
Hello, and welcome to the first 2025 episode of the Energy Upgrade Podcast. I am so excited to be having this conversation with you today on what I believe is going to be a very important topic for me personally, for my brand in 2025. And so today I want to take you in the world of biohacking. This must be the number one question I receive in my DMs every day. What is biohacking? And so I thought, let's set the stage for a powerful year ahead where I can share with you not only the opportunity that is available, but also the vision for what I see for you, for me, for all of us, particularly as it pertains to women and peak performance. Because if you're listening to this, I know just like me, you want to achieve this high level of energy and success, but you're not willing to compromise your health anymore. If you're like me, if you know my story, I built my multi-seven-figure business, my first one, in complete hustle. And so I had a really harsh reality check when I found myself literally on the floor, not even able to wake up in the morning, completely disconnected from who I was, what was my purpose. Because after selling that first business, I crumbled under the weight of burnout. I crumbled really feeling that this disconnection with my true self, my soul, and my body was catching up. You know, it works until it doesn't. And that's when I discovered and I went all in the world of biohacking. That was in 2019. And since then, it's become really clear what my mission around this movement is. So in today's episode, my goal is to share with you what it is, but also my particular vision around biohacking for women and how I use and I thread biohacking in everything I do. Even if we're talking about marketing, branding, personal brand, social media, offers, your physical health, your emotional health, I always look at it through the lens of biohacking. Why? Because to me, biohacking, it's a conversation we get to have when we are at a level where we want to optimize. Okay, so biohacking is not something that you start your health journey with. Biohacking is the place where you tap into innovation, technology, into advancement to amplify your health, your well-being, your energy. And so biohacking is, I always say, is not the first step of the journey. Before I could start biohacking myself, which means optimizing my body and my energy, I had a lot of healing to do. And here's how I did it wrong. When I found myself completely, in the thick of burnout in 2019 after selling the company, I tried to go into biohacking. And here's the problem that I'm noticing in the industry. I went all in trying to find ultimately the magic pill that would bring me back to life, the magic pill that would magically bring back my energy and that would tell me who I was and what my purpose was. And so I spent thousands, and I really mean it, thousands of dollars into the latest and greatest innovation. I bought all the tools, all the gizmos, the sauna, the Oura ring, the red light, the PMF mats, the grounding sheets. Like I did all of it. And to my surprise, it didn't change much. It didn't give me these like game-changing results. Maybe at times I would get like, I don't know, a 25% increase on energy, but it never was like, oh my God, this is it. Like there was no holy grail moment in that first attempt to biohack. And at that point, I got really frustrated. So that's why I decided to certify myself as an integrated health practitioner, because I could feel I was running in circles. And I could feel that there were pieces of the puzzle, like the foundational pieces that were not in place. So basically, I was trying to build the roof of my home, but I had no foundation. I didn't even have a first floor built. And that's what I had to realize and observe. I had to see that for myself. I had to do all these tests to figure out, wait a minute, like I'm trying to literally put the coat of paint and put the little decor pieces into my house, but I don't even feel like I have a house. And your house is your body. Your body is your vessel. And when you are running in hustle, when you are running in doing, for years. And I know if you're listening, there's a good chance, just like me, you've been operating like a type A in the doing, in the hustling, and nothing wrong with that. Trust me. I was the definition of it. But when you run like this for decades, at one point, your body is just not really trusting you anymore. Your body feels like it's something completely separate. If you asked me in 2019 if I saw my body as my home, if I saw my body as my vessel, as my messenger, as my like the vessel that allows me to transmit, to channel, to give you all these teachings, that would have been like, what is that? Are you woohoo? Like, I don't have time for this. Chop, chop. And now it's like, but wait a minute, you're trying to put the roof on nothing. It's not going to work. And this is what I'm noticing in the biohacking industry, because it is very trendy right now. It's coming to be mainstream. And as I'm recording this episode, I just came back from Las Vegas, where I got to attend the premiere of the Biohack Yourself documentary that is going to be airing and is airing as this podcast is live on Amazon Prime. What does that mean? That means biohacking is now mainstream. So this is the pitfall I'm noticing. And this is where I come in. This is where I see like, okay, this is my added value. So biohacking is very sexy. It's very trendy. It's like, ooh, yes, talk to me about like peak performance. Talk to me about how I can be at my top. But if we're always chasing that magic pill, that magic supplement, that magic, red light thing in order to fix us, and if we look at it with the desire of having a quick fix so we can, go bigger and bolder, that's not going to work. It's not going to work. I mean, it might temporarily, but in my experience, we have to do the real work. We have to look at what is under the hood. We have to deconstruct and rebuild in a more solid way. And then at that point, when you add the biohacking, again, the optimization, the fine tuning, then it skyrockets you. Then it works for you. It's the cherry on top. So one of my observations when I see biohacking becoming really trendy, going mainstream, first of all, I feel like when it's approached as a quick fix, it has the same frequency as the pharmaceutical industry. People use the pharmaceutical industry because they're wanting a quick fix. They have symptoms A, B, C, and they want it gone. So they're taking meds A, B, C so that it's gone. But really, it's not gone. It's masked. Biohacking can feel the same way. If we're looking for the best supplement or the next thing in order to alleviate some symptoms that we have. So I'll give you an example. If you have like the 2-3 p.m. crash and you're like, oh my gosh, I heard of this new NAD plus supplement that's going to help me have sustained energy and this glutathione thing. And I'm just going to do all of it so I don't have my 2 to 3 p.m. crash. Well, that's great. But why are you having that crash in the first place. And by the way, if you have a 2 to 3 p.m. crash, afternoon crash where you need coffee to get you back up, that's thyroid. We need to look at your thyroid. We need to heal that. And if your thyroid is wonky, then we've got to look also. Why? Often it's related to stress and cortisol, which is what I'm noticing with my own clients and my own experience. Because I work with a lot of type A entrepreneurs, just like me, who have big dreams, big visions. And so it's all in. And of course, the thyroid can feel the brunt of that. So you see, this is what I want to bring to the biohacking world. I want to bring more softness, more observation, and curiosity around, are my foundations solid? Is there anything that my body is communicating to me that I have not really been able to go to the root cause and to the source? Is there anything else I could do? Have I done everything on a physical energy standpoint? That's number one. And the second thing I want to bring to the biohacking world is this concept of more feminine biohacking. It was interesting to notice when I went to Vegas at that premiere, that documentary, it was like almost all men. Very few women were in that room. And it was shocking to me. I was like, are we still like, what the heck? And of course it is. The father of biohacking, Dave Asprey, he was there. And the Gary Brecka was there, Ben Greenfield, they were all there. But and actually on the panel, I think there were only 1 or 2 women. So you can see how this biohacking actually was developed by a man. Nothing wrong with that. But we are overdue. We are needing that feminine energy. Because if you look at it from a very masculine layer, it's like again, it's like leadership, performance, like, okay, I want to take this to get to the next level, which is fantastic. But there's also a way to look at it in this more like soft, because again, to me, this is how I've been playing with biohacking, and it really expanded me in 2024 in a way that I never thought. So I did my deep healing. Right? You know this. You've been on this journey with me. We've had more than 100 episodes together. I have been all in on my healing journey. And what I call the endless onion, because there's always more to peel back. But I feel like in 2023, I've cracked the code on having healthy foundations. And in 2024, I felt myself like, okay, now that I'm out of the weeds, I feel like I've rewired a lot of, my body, my perception, I've purged a lot of emotional, densities. I've really worked on my energetics. And so really now the biohacking, when I get to layer it on top, then there's a level of precision that allows me to not do more, but instead do less with more precision. And that's the feminine biohacking I want to preach. In fact, that's why my movement, my signature program is called Femme Biohacker.
Femme Biohacker is the movement that gets you to move, to finally go all in on your dream of financial freedom and life fulfillment. It's the place that will get you to harness your energy and start seeing it as your main asset. I created this movement when realizing that success in the online world was an energy game and not so much of a strategic one like we'd been led to believe. I started noticing how when I mastered my energy on a physical, emotional, spiritual, and energetic level, I literally became unstoppable. Femme Biohacker is the program that helps you reconnect with your life force. And from that place, women are remembering their soul's mission, creating business masterpieces from their hearts, communicating and marketing their messages with ease, and ultimately feel in alignment in their life while doing it. From this unapologetic stance, energy flows. And you guessed it, money too. So, will you make a move and join us?
Because you can absolutely be a biohacker. But what if you layered and you threaded the feminine energy through that? What would that look like? And for me, it's this less is more. Less noise, less busyness, but more precision, more energy, more all in, more really understanding what your gifts, what your unicity, what your disruptor codes are, and building on that, adding performance on that, really like understanding then the fine tuning instead of just trying to be everything to everyone, trying to do all the things, trying to try all the things, meaning also just spending money in ways that are not necessarily in alignment with your vision and your gifts. And so what that creates in the energy when you're trying to be all over the place, when you're trying to test all the things, when you're trying to be all the things, it creates an energy of, well, first of all, dilution, but also just this energy of lack. And that's what it creates in your body. It creates this like feeling of there's never enough time, there's never enough money, there's never enough energy, it's never enough. And it's very tiring. And trust me, your cortisol, at one point, it's not going to work anymore. Your cortisol is your stress hormone. And that energy of like, there's got to be more. There's got to be more. I got to do more funnels, more emails, more posts. I got to be on social media more. I got to do this. At one point, your body is like, why are we doing this? I feel overwhelmed. Can I just have a pause here? And I know this because I hear you, I see you, I know you are craving less is more, truly. I know you're craving more freedom, less busyness, less chaos, less feeling stretched so thin, less feeling so overwhelmed, and more embodiment, more confidence, more unshakable conviction. And to me, that's what being a femme biohacker is. You understand that. You understand your superpowers and you go all in on them with more precision, more fine tuning, but you don't add more just to try to be more. Because that doesn't lead anywhere. It leads back to burnout. It leads back to hustling. And that's exactly the movement I'm here to cheer on. That's what I want women to realize. And it's not easy. It's not easy because some of us we have such deep wounds of wanting to be loved, wanting to be seen, of maybe we have some, abandonment wounds, maybe we have some betrayal wounds. And so of course we want to be it for everyone. We want to be loved by everyone. But the minute we play in that realm, suddenly we're never really going to be it for anyone because we are in this frequency of just, not being anchored, not being fully embodied, not being ourselves. And that is the danger of a biohacking world. I tell you, it's easy to start floating and not being grounded. And I saw it. I saw it at the premiere. It was like, oh, okay. Like there was still this energy of like, okay, more, like more red carpet, more pictures, more of this. People need to see this, more social media. Like they need to see me with this person. They need to see me with this person. So then they'll think I'm more. And it's like, well, no, you're it. You're already it. You just are not admitting it to yourself. You're just scared of claiming it. But this is what I want the femme biohacker movement to be, is this deep remembrance that you are it. You have incredible gifts. There's a reason why you showed up right here, right now in this lifetime. And we're here to just turn the dial like all the way on. And that will come with a level of conviction. And when you have a level of conviction, suddenly you don't need to shout. You don't need to scream it on top of the rooftop. People will know it. They will feel it. And that's what I teach. Now, those are the conversations we have in Femme Biohacker. Because when you're able to bring that level of precision to the offers that you release, to the captions that you write, to the emails that you send, to the lives that you do, like anything lands like in a stronger way without you having to scream or shout. It just feels like, yes, there's an embodiment. And there's a level of self-trust, because with self-trust, then suddenly I know I'm powerful. I don't need to try to convince you. And this is how I would love for you to really feel this biohacking energy. And I feel like now 2025, this conversation, by having this documentary on Amazon Prime, that means like your uncle, your mother, your sister, like everybody will hear about biohacking. And it's believed that it'll be a $68 billion industry by 2032. So it's like, yes, we need to have this conversation about up leveling. We need to have this conversation about being in control of our own health, of not waiting for anybody, like the government, your doctor, anyone to tell you what to do, like to take real agency, self-responsibility for how we show up. And that's why for me, I love also weaving in the frequency of energetics through biohacking, because when you start, really using this level of fine tuning. So for me, biohacking, fine tuning, optimization, peak performance, you bring that into everything you do. Did you overindulge during the holidays? If so, I have the perfect reset tool for you, and it's my liver detox. Now, this 7-day liver detoxification protocol is literally going to put you back on track like there's no tomorrow. All you have to commit to is 1 week of eating clean, a low inflammatory diet, taking supplements and a particular shake that will provide you energy, hydration, as well as detoxification aid. And this will help reset your body. It will help reduce any puffiness, any extra weight that you might have picked up. It's going to bring your brain back online so you have mental clarity so that you can really work on your vision for 2025. It also will help increase your energy. It will help improve your sleep at night so that you can feel rejuvenated and ready for the New Year's challenge. So if you are ready to reset your energy and get back on track, start on a strong note, the link is in my bio. The 7-day liver detoxification is literally going to change your life. And hey, use code podcast at checkout for a special discount. So how can I do this with my energy? How can I do this with my emotional being? How can I do this with my spiritual being? How can I do this in my marketing? How can I do this in my sales? How can I do this in my personal brand? Like, do you see? Then it's like, it's so pristine. It's so clean. It's so fun. And that's when you get to really serve that beautiful, abundant wave, in my opinion. And that's really the movement I'm here to create. And so I'd love to know what you think about this. If you're watching on YouTube, let me know in the comments, which I always read. I'd love to know. I'd love to know how this lands for you. Does this feel in alignment? Is this waking something up inside of you? Are you excited about it? And again, if you have been resisting the biohacking, it may just be because your body needs deeper healing, more foundational work, which is also what I provide. And this is really the intention I have for the club in 2025 is like, I want this to be this monthly membership where you can come in and just clean up your energy, physically, emotionally, like your self-leadership. This is a place where we're not talking about business, but we're really talking about this biohacking. Like, how can we show up in this pristine energy? Because it has a ripple effect. It has a different frequency on absolutely anything and everything that you touch. Right? I heard a lot in 2024, well, everything you touch turns into gold. Well, why do you think? Why do you think? And first of all, I love hearing that. And I do believe it's true because every time I touch something, I mean it. I'm all in. My energy is clean. I've done the work. Like, I don't bring all my trauma, all my wounds to the table, all the victim stories to the table. Those are cleaned. Those are purged. And there's always going to be more, but I'm really intentional. So if you want that to happen to you in any sphere of your life, in your relationship, in the way you're parenting, the way you are creating freedom and wealth in your life, anything, you got to do this deep work. So the club is really going to be that place where we have the biohacking conversations, where we have the conversations around like physical, emotional energy, because I have really witnessed the difference it makes when you start showing up in your life. Even if you're an entrepreneur or not, it doesn't matter because we all get to lead our life. And so I want to call you higher. I want to create these places, these spaces where you can actually be held, be supported, be shown the way. And ultimately, you get to decide, right? What you try, what is for you, what resonates, what doesn't. But really exposing you to all the possibilities is such a fantastic way to grow. So 2025, I'm so ready. I am so ready. And if you're listening to this and you're feeling like your vision is still a bit fuzzy, you're like, ugh, what am I calling in? What am I wanting to claim for this new year? Like this 2025 year is going to be a strong year of self-discovery. It's going to be a strong year of really acknowledging what you're bringing to the table and who you are. And so I'm very excited to be holding spaces, different opportunities, whether in person, whether online, to help you in that discovery. Because the more women come back online, come back to their power, the more we start shining our gifts with more ease and flow, and the more we start healing the world and creating this change we want to see. And this is why I'm here. This is my why. And so if ever you're feeling still fuzzy on your vision, I wanted to let you know, we still have one session left in the Biohacker 2025, which is my vision casting event. There's still another the second part to be held on January 7th. Of course, you get access to the first part, which happened on December 31st, and you get access to this fantastic workbook that is really going to help you ask yourself, observe yourself, ask yourself some important questions that are going to challenge you, but also help you see what is in the way. What are some of your patterns that need to go? So if you're interested, we'll put the link in the show notes. You can still join. You'll still get access to everything. You have a 1-year access to the replay. So it's just this beautiful place of abundance, of energy, of high frequency. If you want to just plug yourself into that to really ignite your fire, because I do believe in momentum. I believe that as we are opening the year, there's already such a big momentum. And so you have to take ownership. What is next? What is next? Okay, so I hope that this is giving you a clear idea of what biohacking is and where I want to take it personally in my brand, in my personal home, in my personal life. And I'm very excited for this to be mainstream, simply because I believe that we're all ready. We're all ready for this conversation. And that's why I'm excited about 2025. So imagine if people are realizing that they get to control their body, their health, their energy at this type of level. If they start fine tuning instead of hustling, imagine the beauty and the changes that we will create. Woo! Gets me excited. So let's go. Let's cheer to 2025 together. I wish you the most abundant year. And when I say abundant, I really mean abundance of energy, of ideas, of creativity, of self-leadership, of power, abundance, of course, of health, of wealth, of freedom, of financial freedom, of time freedom, location freedom. I wish that you just go all in on you, because you deserve it. And that's what we get to model to the generation that is following us. And that is also how we heal our lineage. And so this work matters. It's so big. It's so juicy. It's so delicious. And I'm so grateful I get to do it with you. So thank you again. And let's kick this 2025 on a high note. Again, come and let me know in the comments on YouTube how this landed for you. I can't wait to read you. And I will see you for our second episode of 2025 in a week. See you soon.
The information shared on this podcast is for information purposes only and doesn't provide any medical advice. Vanessa Grutman does not cure, diagnose, or treat disease. Please consult your physician before trying any new protocol or product.